You like stop. And good afternoon, and welcome to Through the Static. This is the host of Through the Static, Stephen the Medium, but I am so much more than that. And I have a very, very handsome host or co-host. Are you there?
I'm here. I'm handsome. I am smart. I'm the whole package. Just saying.
But who are you? Are you Elvis? Who are you?
I'm Coach Elix.
Oh, Coach Elix. Oh,
Coach Elix is in the house.
and Happy New Year to everybody, because this is also, as Mark said at the beginning of his show, the first live show we're doing this year. Last year, because of, and let me say hi to Mark. Mark is in the house, and we're so excited that he's back, and things went well with his cataract surgery. But because he wasn't there last week, Jim, the station manager, does whatever he can to fill in, but unfortunately there were like 2 back-to-back meetings last Wednesday, so I was dumped. I was dumped like a hot potato. But I'm here now, right?
I wasn't. Just saying. I just want to put that out. I wasn't dumped, but just.
So you're saying you're the favorite?
Well, I may be the favorite for Jim. I think Mark, on the other hand, play a little favorite with you.
Well, Elix, I've told you many times. What's that?
I don't know. Is that you trying to?
I don't know. Maybe that's Mark trying to tell you to keep quiet. I don't know.
It wasn't me, I promise you. What were you going to say about Mark?
Well, listen, I've said this before. See, Mark and I are bonded because we met each other before you came into the picture. As a matter of fact, it's really cool with Mark's show. The two of us went to a meeting to present the topics of our shows. And we were in the same meeting. So even though I didn't know who Mark was, I was in the same room with him, which is so cool, and how this all transpired and happened. And it's just, it's the universe making sure we all stick together. And this is a threesome, right, Elix? This is not
sure.
just you and me. It's you, me, and Mark.
Yeah. And by the way, just for clarification purposes for anyone who's listening, Steve, but what he means by we met, much earlier than when I met Mark, it's about a week before. Let's just put that out there so that everyone understands, what exactly that meant.
Let's start over. Happy New Year. So this was a morning for me. I went to the urgent care on the Cape, and one of them, because I have, and Mark just brought this up with his sinuses. I got a sinus infection a couple of weeks ago, and it's just, I've tried everything. It's just not going away. And, I've had sinus infections before, but it's really been a couple of years that I've had one. So I was really glad that I went, and this particular urgent care was just so organized. It floors me that you go, you pull up, you sit in your car, someone comes out just to take your vitals very quickly. Everything's done by phone, and then you get to FaceTime with the doctor. And which is incredible to me is that when the woman that came out to do my vitals, she asked me if I had an iPhone, and before I answered her, she said if I didn't, they actually bring an iPhone out to you so that you can FaceTime with the doctor or the PA or the nurse practitioner, whoever it is. So it was really, really cool. And the doctor was so nice and hooked me up with antibiotics so that I can get rid of this. But you know what? It's just a little trip in my path. I'm good. I'm still healthy, and we're here, right, Elix?
Right. And we should tell people that while you were at the urgent care in, down the Cape, I was also at the urgent care at Gillette Stadium.
Yeah, we're a mess, huh?
We're both a mess, But my situation was slightly different, but I'm okay. And
But you got both of us very positive outcomes. So. Yes. Which is very, very good. And let me just say that this past Sunday, I did my 2021, it's time to, the year to meet yourself event. It was at 2:00, and it was for 2 hours, and it was incredible. It just the I know just by the universe, and I know that the people that were supposed to be there were there. It was a great group of people. It was more than I anticipated, and the questions and the interaction with everybody was just phenomenal. It just really was.
It was a sold out event. I mean,
Yeah.
you allocated a certain number of attendees, and every seat was taken.
Yeah, which was
awesome.
pretty amazing, and everybody was. I know Sunday after the event, as well as right up until this morning, I have received several emails or messages just how people really loved it, appreciated it, and it was. I think it was a really great, and that's why I wanted to do it. It was a really great way to start the beginning of 2021. And Elix, as you and I always talk about, you know what? Wherever you are, there's something to be grateful for. There's something that you're blessed to have, and it all depends on your perception and your reaction. This can either be a great year or this can be a crappy year, and it really is up to you. It's all in your control, right?
Yep, up to you.
Yeah,
Up
I
to
mean,
you. That's
yeah, I mean, but you know what I love? I did the 5 things that Spirit wants us to know in this event, and I also tied in a quick conversation about the crystal you need to get this year for this year, the flower or flowers. I was so excited to get to do that. And you know, the coolest thing is like at the beginning when like all the squares come up. I mean, I know in one screen I can't see everybody, so I was trying to shift over, but seeing faces I know, seeing faces I don't know. It's been wild. And to end it with the notes, I did 4 notes, and all 4 notes were taken, and not only taken, but retaken and retaken, because that's what happens with notes. I just got an email from somebody today saying that they don't like to be in the limelight, and how we worked the notes was that if the note connected with you, to raise your hand or tell Elix, and then your picture would pop up. And this particular person said that they just sort of like to stay in the background and want a copy of the note because they really connected with so many things. I think in the first note, it's just pretty incredible, isn't it?
It sure is.
Yeah,
By the way, who did all the technical part of that?
His name slips my mind, but I'm sure by the end of the show I'll remember. It was Elix Cintron, and at the end of the event, I thanked Elix at the beginning. I thanked Elix at the end, and Lindsay was there too, who's incredible. But the two of you, I mean, Elix spent over 2 hours on Sunday afternoon to help me out and to control everything and make sure everyone's videos were off and everyone was muted, and Lindsay was part of this too. So I could not have done it without the two of you.
That's right. Say that again.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And the great thing, Elix, is that everybody I shouldn't say everybody, but the majority of people that were most likely on that event know and love you from Through the Static, from Get a Grip with Coach Elix, and just Facebook Lives, and everybody knows who Elix Cintron is, and everybody loves you.
Well, thank you.
Well, they do. They definitely do.
I believe I am very lovable, so
Well,
I welcome that.
And I wanted to just give a shout out to Paul J. Martin. I was waiting for him to text me. That's my best friend. That if you haven't heard, just pick a random probably episode, and you probably hear me talk about him. We've been friends since high school, so I know he said that his schedule work-wise is so crazy, and I think he is able to listen today. So I just wanted to say hi to Paul J. Martin, and I haven't seen him. The last time I've seen him, or Elix, we saw him, was October 3rd. That's how long it's been because of this whole COVID situation, and it's just been crazy. But I know it's going to get better. And you know what else I know?
What?
that we're going to take a break. So when we come back, 508-222-1320. And as I said on my promotion for today's show, hit me up, man. I'm here, and I will, instead of saying got milk, got message. So we'll be right back. And welcome back to the Through the Static. 2 weeks ago when I did a live show, we were told that during break people could hear us. So maybe if you did, you just heard us gabbing. That's what we do on break. And before I go to the first caller, I'm just going to say something quickly. If you are feeling like you're getting more signs, like somehow, some way you feel like, your mom, your dad, your grandmother, grandfather, whoever it is getting more signs to you, you're not crazy. That's what I talked about Sunday, is that this shift in the earth, and I think COVID with the energy has something to do with it. It's just making, I think, the veil the thinnest it's ever been. So, take advantage if you do feel like you have a sign or get a sign. I always tell people, acknowledge the sign. And the more you acknowledge the sign and really let your loved ones know that you got it and it's from them, the more signs you get. That's how it works, but you're not crazy. It's a beautiful time to connect with spirit. So, all right. So, you know what? Let's go to the phones and let me pick up the first caller. Hi, this is Steven. Who's this?
Shayna.
What was this?
Shayna.
Shayna? Did I get that right? Shayna?
I think so.
Yes.
Oh, Shayna, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good too. I detect an accent. So let me check in here, Shayna, with what's Oh my God, Shayna, there's a lot going on here with you. Shayna, there's a, I don't usually get it this way, but I have a very, very strong father energy and a very strong mother energy. So before I ask you, if this is your mother, dad, grandmother, grandfather, the strong dad figure keeps telling me that there's something very soon or just past, like a birthday or an anniversary of death. This is your father crossed?
Yes.
So know that your dad is just stepping forward first, but he keeps pointing and saying that it almost makes me feel maybe like a child or a grandchild, or there's nothing that's like in the next couple of weeks, like close, a birthday or an anniversary connected to you.
No.
Shayna, yeah, that's what your dad just said. So make sure your father just started laughing. Just make sure you keep that with you, because there's a reason why he's giving this celebration, or birthday or an anniversary. Shayna, when I get the bouquet of flowers, it's either 2 weeks back or 2 weeks forward. But your father also just said that someone is feeling lost, like very, very lost in sort of their life. I mean, are you good? Are you like feeling like there's got to be decisions made?
Yes.
So the reason why, Shayna, your dad brings that up, and who's the strong mother figure? Is this mom or is this a grandmother?
It would have to be a great grandmother, but she passed when I was a little girl.
And where's the rose come in?
I don't know.
Okay, Shayna, keep it with you. There's so both of your grandmothers are still living?
Yes.
Okay. How wild is it that I love when great grandmothers come through. But just Shayna, you don't have a mother-in-law who's crossed?
No.
It's interesting because you said your great-grandmother, so now, of course, there's a great-grandmother here, but it also feels like there's another mother energy in spirit that, I don't know. Just make sure you keep it with you. But I think the great-grandmother is the one that talked about the rose or the flower. It feels like someone's got a flower or a rose tattoo. That's what it feels like to me. So just make sure you keep it with you. Somebody may be close to you, but I can feel it feels like it's on me. So I may be messing up the rose part, maybe a different kind of flower, or somebody's thinking about getting a flower. Who's Frank or Fran or the F name? So Shayna, when I give names, it can be people living or it can be people that have crossed or passed away. Either one, but your father's giving that and keeps talking about Frederick or Frank. There's something, either first name, middle name, so make sure you also just keep it with you. There's battling I'm sorry, what, Shayna?
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
There's also battling going on. It feels like someone is not seeing eye to eye, and I don't know, and it feels like it's close to you though. Did someone just like break up or think about breaking up with somebody?
Yes.
That was a yes?
Yes.
Is that you?
No.
Okay. I just felt like it was very, very close to you, so that's why I asked if it was you. I love Shayna. It's just she's a gal with little words. Yes, no, yes, no. I love it, Shayna. I love it.
Well, I'm really not. I've never done this before.
I love it though. I love it. But your dad just keeps telling me, wait a minute, is your mother mad at somebody?
Yes.
So this is just why I asked that is because your father's standing next to me and says, all right, we gotta do this simple for my daughter, so she makes sure she understands it's really me. But your father just said to me, in all of the stuff that comes out, Shayna, it's how this works is it's your dad and everybody else in spirit trying to prove to you that they're still here and they know every single thing that's going on in your life. There's also somebody either just moved or is thinking about moving. There's a move somewhere. So either
Yes.
in the past, so you say yeah, so I got it. So just make sure
Yes.
it's your dad just making sure you know that he's around, he's watching you. And you know what, Shayna, your dad just said to me, tell my daughter to make sure that she goes back into Shayna. What that means is that you go back to go and connect to your soul and trust yourself, because your father said it happens to a lot of us, but your father just doesn't want you to not have that confidence or that trust in really loving who you are. Everything that comes out of my mouth that your loved ones are telling me, there's a reason for it, Shayna, whether you agree or disagree. But your father's just saying, my daughter is a beautiful woman, and he just wants to make sure you, whatever's going on right now in your life, you've got to start. Your father just said she's got to start internally first and stop trying to get the answers externally, if that makes any sense.
Yes, it does.
So just make sure your father just said, my daughter is such an incredible woman. Just, Stephen, please just tell her, like, in the mornings, just wake up and just make sure she reminds herself what an incredible woman she is. And that, it's interesting, Shayna, your dad just said, the past is the past, right? We can't let go of it. And we can't, because if we do, then we're not who we are, because the past has made us who we are. But what we can do is we can close it. We can shut that chapter and put it aside so that it doesn't affect anymore the present and the future, because your father said you've got such a promising and are you kind of like a really good relationship. Is this now, or is something you're looking for?
Looking for.
Wow. So just know, make sure you know that spirit, Shayna, can see, like your dad, he can see the future, right? All of them can. So if he's giving that to me, he just said, but the only way it's going to work is if Shayna really works on internally and reminds herself. And because what that does, Shayna, is that it switches your universe, it switches your energy and makes you much more powerful. And your father just said to me, Shayna, over the years, and I don't know if he's talking about like the past couple of years or more, but he just said she lost her voice, she lost her way, but she's doing work right now to get back on track. And just make sure you just have to almost like grab like you've reached the top of like Mount Everest and just like smash in a pole saying that this is Shayna's, the top of the mountain, and make sure you I don't know why, I don't know if someone skis, I don't even know why I'm saying that. All I can tell you is that your father's saying that's the key is you, and it's always been you. It's just that you're now starting to get a clearer vision, and just make sure you keep doing that, Shayna. I hope that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Perfect. So listen, I have to take a break, but thank you, Shayna, for being my first caller. And make sure, this is on my Facebook page. It's on YouTube. So make sure if you want to go back and listen to it, because your dad gave you like incredible things to think about, and it's all the ball's in your court, Shayna. And he just wants you to be happy. And he just said to me, what Shayna wants is that forever. Like she wants that forever, that person who looks at her and only looks at her. That's what she wants, and that's what she deserves, and that's what she's going to get if she starts with this internally. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Oh, Shayna, thank you. I love that accent too, by the way. Listen,
Thank you.
I love it. So listen, a lot of love to you, and we'll be right back. And welcome back to the Static, this is Stephen the Medium, and I am here with Coach Elix. Hi, Coach Elix.
Hello, Stephen the Medium.
I'm just making sure you didn't fall asleep.
I'm not. I'm
Okay.
here trying to be very cautious with my mic situation because these mics pick up on everything.
Well, you're good. All right, listen, let me go to the next caller. Hi, this is Stephen. Who's this?
Dorothy.
Hi, Dorothy. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you for asking.
Wow. Okay, Dorothy. So let's chat. Dad, another dad. Your dad is passed, just crossed?
Yes.
You're like Shayna, the first caller was dad, and it's just he was just replaced with your dad, and your dad's the first to step forward to let you know that he's here. Dorothy, where's the James or Jim or John come in? Who's or George? Who's the G or J name I keep hearing?
George.
Who's George?
Well, I have a son, George, and I have a brother, George.
Wow, that's kind of cool. The name anyway, George. But wait a minute, are both of them still here?
Only one, my son.
So your Uncle George is crossed.
My brother, yes.
Oh, your brother. I'm sorry, your brother. Wow. Oh my God. I love the way I said uncle because he was looking at your son, and that's why I said uncle. So wow. So your dad and your brother George just want to let you know that he's here with you. Dorothy, your dad and your brother. You know, it's interesting. The two of them just said to me, I don't know what the 7 is. Was there 7 kids?
Yes.
Dorothy?
Yes.
What was that?
It was 7.
Wow. So Daddy and Brother George are giving it all this information to you because I just heard someone say 7 kids. So it must have been your dad. And your brother just said to me that you are very different from the rest of the siblings. And that doesn't, I mean, it's nothing to do with closeness or not closeness, nothing like that. But your brother is just giving a very big compliment to you and just saying that Dorothy, almost feeling like whether you knew this or know this, like you are like the rock, a very stable part of the family. It's just a really nice way that your brother George is just giving as a validation. But there's, okay, so I got your dad, I have brother George, but I also have another guy, but a younger guy who's in spirit too. So did you lose?
Could you come up with a name?
Look at Dorothy putting me on the spot. So let me think about this. So there's, because when I hear a third male just showed up and he says a young male, for a young male, it means someone who crossed before we expect them to cross. So it could even be up to like 60 years old because that's still so young. I think now I even say 70 because 70 is still so young, but he's younger than that. But did you lose? Is it just one brother you lost or did you lose another brother?
I've lost 2 brothers.
Oh, I knew there was a second brother here. So know that your second brother is stepping forward, and there's 2 names here. There's one that they keep showing me. So Stephen or Frank or Fred or Stephanie. There's there's no Stephen or Stephanie connected to you.
No.
So and there's not like a Frank or a Fred. Like first name, middle name?
I had a son named Frederick.
Oh my God, Dorothy. So, and your son, Frederick, is crossed?
Yes.
Wow. And that's my middle name. And so when he pointed at me, I knew it was either Stephen or Frederick. And sometimes I say Frank because it's very close. So, your son Frederick just said that's who my mom was waiting for, is waiting for me to come through. So just know that I got to be honest, Dorothy, they're all in such a great, I was going to say place, but it's more than that. It's what they make me feel is to make sure you feel how at peace they all are, and that how much, and because they're at so much peace, that they're always with you, they're always around you, they're watching you, they're guiding you, and you've got. I mean, I'm sure you've got a lot of love with your, the family and people that are around you here. But I got to tell you, that's matched, I think, even more so by your loved ones in spirit. There's just so much love, Dorothy. So just make sure you know that. And I love Frederick, not only because that's my middle name, and it was my grandfather's name. I was named after two of my grandfathers, and one was Frederick. But I love him because he just said Frederick's like a mama's boy. He's always with you, always. So always. So just make sure you keep that with you, okay?
Yeah, well, he was a baby when he passed.
Yeah, well, whether he was a baby, whether he was 20, all I can tell you is that he's definitely and very proudly says he's a mama's boy. So just make sure you keep that with you, because he loves you just like everybody else does. But Dorothy, thank you so much, and lots of love to you, okay?
Oh, thank you, Stephen. I appreciate it.
Alrighty, bye-bye. Let me just go to the next caller. And it's my heart goes out to Dorothy as I just hear her voice. And hi, who's this?
Karen.
Hi, Karen. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too, Karen. Let's check in here. Karen, who's the M? Like Mike or Mary or Mary Ann or Mary Ellen? Who's the M?
My mother.
What was her name?
Maureen.
Maureen.
She was Mary or Maureen, both.
Wow. And she's in spirit.
Yes.
So she's definitely, Karen. I'm not playing with your mother. Your mother's got a lot of energy. So when she just stepped forward, she just like it almost made me feel like I was gonna be the first coming through to my daughter, no matter what anybody said. So she just wants to make sure you know that it is her. But she's got such a really a loving heart. But when I tune into your mother just said to me, she doesn't like the pessimism. She doesn't like the person being pessimistic or a pessimist. I don't know who that is, but she said who it is.
Pessimistic?
Yeah, someone
I'll have to think about it.
So someone who is just is looks at the negative side. But it's interesting, Karen. I don't know if this is also somebody she's validating for you to let you know it's her, that it's this particular person or personality is also crossed, that they're already passed. Because it's sort of. It makes me feel like there's the same person that your mom's talking, like what she keeps making me feel, is someone who can be cold, can be like, and not certainly not a bad person at all, but has an element of maybe being very cold or just like has a lot of like walls around them or borders around them. So just, and who's the Elizabeth or Edward or the E name? I keep hearing the E name. So if it doesn't come...
Living
either.
Or...
Yeah, Karen, I wish I could tell you. When they just throw out names, they don't tell me whether they're living or crossed, because they want to validate both. So, in Ethan, there's an E connected here. Emma, there's a very strong E name. I just can't tell if it's living or crossed. And it also could be like a middle... name, even though it feels like it's a boy. It feels like someone's got like an Edward or something like that. So just make sure you keep it with you. Where's the father? Also, is your dad crossed?
He is. So
your father's standing behind your mom.
Good.
And Karen, good. I think I love Karen, but Karen, your father though just reiterated this very, very strong E name. I mean, I could be messing it up. It could be a woman. It could be like Edith, but this is strong, or Eleanor or Ellen. They keep throwing E's at me. So Again, just make
I mean,
sure
there are several of them, living.
several E names.
Yeah, yeah. Grandchildren, great grandchildren.
Wow.
But
So
you
I,
said
I
male. Male would be Evan.
Oh, wow. Oh, are you holding back on me? You're not telling me? Is that what this is? No, I'm kidding, Karen.
I mean, there were too many to even suggest.
I know.
So. I was
I'm
waiting for
joking.
more information from you.
Another one putting me on the spot.
Give me more.
No, Karen, the great thing about this is that like I think I actually, the way I was with Shayna and Dorothy too. Your mother is just always with. Did she like costume jewelry or jewelry?
She did like jewelry, yeah, and it was mostly costume.
Because I keep seeing like this. It's a big. Who was cremated, Karen?
My husband.
Oh, so that's, I love how this works. And your husband's like, I can't wait. I can't go through my name. I just need to say something that she's going to know immediately. And he just like popped in and said, just say who was cremated. So know that your husband, your husband just said to me, Karen would be very upset if you hung this phone up without me coming through. Mom's good, but she wants me too. So, but your husband, is hugging you, Karen. And there's also something with flowers too. He keeps bringing up flowers. I have, when I get flowers, usually I have specific ways Spirit brings up flowers, and I know immediately. So I pretty much know, like, if they're talking about a birthday or an anniversary that's close, or if they're talking about like a tattoo flower. Your husband is not giving me any of it, but he's talking about yellow flowers. So somebody must have either got or has or liked yellow flowers.
It's funny because it's daisies, and I don't know why they always come as yellow, but it's daisies that.
But daisies are yellow,
flower.
right? Yellow and white.
Yeah. Well, yellow center. The flower itself is white.
So I love that, but I love that you know that. And is that your favorite flower?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
I love that your husband is giving that. And just another hug. I honestly, Karen, I can really truly say I've never had this in spirit, but your husband is infatuated with your neck, the nape of your neck. And I said to your husband, this is not an X-rated reading, so I don't know what you're talking about, but he's laughing, and he's got such a good sense of humor, but there's something that he's referencing on your neck. I don't know. Do you wear like a necklace or something specific like around your neck?
I just took it off a couple of weeks ago and said I think I can put this away for a little while.
But what was it?
A sailboat.
But was it connected to somebody?
Necklace. He gave it to me. It was the last thing he gave me.
Oh my God, I just got shivers through my entire body. Karen, I cannot believe that's what he's talking about, and that just to let you know that he knows you took it off.
I took it off and I hung it. I hung it in a place that I thought he would like.
Oh my Karen, wow. What an incredible validation your husband just gave you, and just giving, I got to go because I have to take a break, but I'll tell you something. Your husband just looked at me, and I saw him look at me and then look at you, and he's got tears in his eyes. And I said, you know what? You don't even have to tell me what that means. He misses you so much, Karen. It's just he loves you so much, and just said, as long as she knows every second of the day I'm with her, he said, I've done my job in spirit. So, boy, boy, are you loved, Karen. Listen, thank you so much for calling, and lots of love to you. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Karen. Bye-bye. And we'll be right back. And welcome back to Through the Static. On the break, Helix says, I cannot believe how fast this time's going, and it is. So let me go to the next caller. Hi, this is Steven. Who's this?
Hi, this is Kim.
Hi, Kim. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, too. So, Kim, let me ask you something. Do you do yoga?
Do I do yoga? No.
I love Kim. No, hell no.
No.
Why? Who's connected, or why? Even before I knew it was you, that was the next caller. I keep seeing your loved ones, and I'll get to who's coming through. But they keep showing me somebody sitting on a mat. In I mean, do you have kids? Do you have like a spouse? Is someone just trying yoga, or is there something about?
I can't think of anything with the yoga around it or a mat. I have kids and grandkids.
All right, so Kim, just make sure you keep it with you, because it feels, you know what it feels like? It feels like somebody is trying to, or has always thought about like wanting to like own a gym or open something like a business like that. So make sure you keep it with you. Is your daddy? I don't even know why I just said daddy. Is your father crossed or here?
He has crossed.
He steps forward as daddy. So I don't know.
That's what I called him. That's what I called my dad, as daddy.
I heard him so clear saying daddy, but he also, Kim, just said, make sure what I said earlier you keep with you and remember, because there's something connected there. You know what it is, Kim? I just said to your dad, she's not getting it. It's somebody it's not yoga, it's rehab. See, he's talking about someone that went through something and is going, I don't know if this is the past, but somebody was going through some pretty intense rehab for something. Okay. I don't know if it's like a knee replacement but there's something that your dad's talking about. So it's just a great way to let you know that he's with you and around you. Kim, what's four? Were there 4 kids, grandkids?
I have 4 grandkids, yes.
Wow, so it's just dad.
Yes.
Your father has got a very funny sense of humor, because when I asked you that, I looked back at him and he said, "What are you looking back at me for? I told you, yes. That's what you need to talk to my daughter about." And there's also you also have something very close to connected to you, like a birthday or an anniversary in either January or February. It's very, very close. Because January. I can feel like it's a celebration.
In January or February?
Really close. We're January 13th, so either 2 weeks back, 2 weeks forward. So keep it with you. And Mike, Mary, okay. Who's Molly, Mike, who's the M name connected here? And it could be either living or crossed, Kim. So just make sure you also keep it with you. The strong mother figure also. Is your mom still here?
My mom is still here. Yes.
So it's most likely then a grandmother. But your father, Kim, just said, "Tell my daughter the baby's with me." Somebody lost a baby.
Okay. Yes, that would be me probably.
Yeah. So just know that your dad.
Wow.
Dad just wants to make sure because is it 2 or 3 kids you have?
I have 3 kids. Yes.
Okay.
And I just remember the M word. You said the M word is Mark is my ex-husband. Could it be him? That just came to me.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I mean, see, already, Kim, you're just phasing out that name.
Yeah,
the ex.
Right.
No, yeah, exactly. That's why your dad's giving it, and it's a lot of times the closest ones that we just forget about. It's your father just saying and keeps saying to me. He just wants. If there's one thing to remember, Kim, is that how proud he is of you and who you are as a mom. As a woman, and that your father also just said things get so much better as 2021 moves forward. That doesn't mean things are horrible now, but your father just said, just make sure my daughter knows things get better. There's a lot with you, and because of time, I can't keep going, but just know, Kim, that your dad is with you, how much he loves you, and how much he's around you, as well as your child. So listen, thank you so much for calling.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You have a good day.
Lots of love to Kim. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Hi, this is Steven. Who's this? Hello?
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
It's Denise. How are you?
Good, Denise. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Denise, I this was still for the previous caller, Kim, and I know she'll get it, but it is your loved ones just sort of pulled over the call from the previous one here. Is there somebody with a business like you, or is there someone very close to you that either is thinking about starting a business, has their own business?
No.
There's Denise, there's something business related that I just can't figure if it's long time ago, like your grandparents had a business or something forward. And who's the AN name, like Ann or Anthony or Anne Marie? Who's either living or crossed, Denise? There's a very strong A name.
Anne was my grandmother.
Wow. So make sure you know that why and how this works is your grandma, Ann, is letting you know that when they talk about a business, they're talking about something way back then. So just keep it. It's not current. It's a long time ago. So it sort of makes me feel like a stand, like a vegetable stand or a fruit stand, or maybe someone worked there. But it's something to do with like a sole business. And your grandma Ann, did you not know one of your grandmothers?
Nope, I did. I'll have to ask my mom. My mom's Dorothy that you just spoke to.
Oh, okay. Well, I got the whole family. I love it, Denise. But did in one of your grandmothers, did she cross when you were younger?
No, I knew both of them.
Well, did one live further away? One of the grandmothers makes me feel like she's distant. So make sure you... Are you married?
Yes.
It's your husband's. That's who the grandmother... Do you know whether he didn't know a grandmother? And who's the V? Who's like Vinny or Viola or Victoria? There's a V name, and I'm getting pulled to your husband. Your husband's still here?
No.
Oh, wow. So I wasn't sure. Denise, his energy is so connected and strong to you. I honestly could not figure out whether he was here or whether he was crossed. But did he cross like within the last 5 or 10 years?
It was just 1 year on the 30th.
Oh my God! Wow, Denise, I'm sorry about that. It's just know that your husband. It's kind of funny that when I was talking to your mom and she talked about Frederick, I guess your brother, or someone said, they'd be very upset if I didn't come through, and your husband just said the same thing to me about you. Like, my wife would be very, very upset if I didn't come through. So it's a way, Denise, to wait, did he go really quickly or unexpectedly?
Yes.
Because he just said, Stephen, I was here 1 second, and then in a second I was gone. And it felt like a heart attack or an accident or something very, very quick. But he just said, Denise, he's not even talking to me, Denise. He's talking to you. Denise, make sure you know I'm with you all the time. And he just also said that somebody did something or is doing something with a tattoo. So make sure you keep that with you. It feels like it's in memory. Did no one get a tattoo for him?
Yeah, I already did it. I have a cardinal on my inner arm.
I love it. I love that he wanted to validate that. So he's so with you, and just said to me, all I want is her. I want my wife to be happy. He said, and all I do is protect her. So Denise, the show's ending, so I've got to go. So listen, thank you so much for calling.
All right, thank you, Stephen. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, Denise, and lots of love to you. So, and just in a snap of a finger, it's 6 o'clock, Helix. Can you believe it?
Right. So long, farewell. Mm-mm.
Keep going.
I don't know the whole thing.
Well, I think that was beautiful. You know, between you and this, before the show started, I was thinking of like maybe doing the introduction in Abu Dhabi. Do you think that would have went over well?
I'm sure your fans would love that.
So tell your fans where they can find you.
At Coach Helix, anywhere.
And you can also find you on Fridays, correct?
That's right. Fridays, Get a Grip with Coach Helix. Mark is nowhere to be found on this Friday, but my friend and super awesome manager will be there.
I was going to say your mistress.
I'm not sure.
Jim's gonna turn us off if he hears me.
Appreciate that.
Thank God for Jim for helping out. So,
yes.
And you can find me everywhere and anywhere, Stephen the Medium. That's where I go by social media. And a big, huge shout out to Mark, who you don't hear because we're here, but he is in the studio producing. And if it wasn't for Mark, we couldn't do this. And check out his show, 3 o'clock Wednesdays, right before mine, 3 to 5, the Jukebox, which is phenomenal. So until next week, lots of love to everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.